Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to Salandra's launch today for her amazing book, which is entitled Embrace, Empower, Educate, and Include. So, Salandra, welcome to the show and congratulations on your launch.
Thank you so much. I am super excited.
Yes, we are super excited to put this book out. Like this, oh my gosh, this book is so amazing. I was so honored going through and being part of the journey just because this is such a powerful book that's going to impact so many people. So could you tell everybody just a little bit about you?
Yes, so I am a former educator turned equity education consultant, and I founded my own consulting company, Conscious Education Consulting, a few years ago. And since then, I have been writing books and providing professional development for teachers and schools in culturally responsive and equity-based teaching practices. I'm a PhD student at Texas A&M. Woo! And let's say I'm a mom. And I just live and breathe equity and education every day, all day long. I do a host of other little projects and things too. I'm always dibbling and dabbling in something, but the bulk of what I do is just providing educators with the knowledge and skills that they need to support their students in equitable ways. And of course, keeping down the home front, organized and well-oiled machine as well. So that's it.
Yeah, totally. You have your hands full for sure.
Yes.
And we see that you have a lot of friends here tuning in and saying hello. So Melody, as well as Facebook user. Facebook user, we don't see your name. So if you want to just say who you are so that we could give you a shout out, then that would be awesome. But super excited to have all of you joining us tonight. So let's jump into the questions, shall we?
Yes. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So tell us, because your book Embrace, Empower, Educate, and Include is so important and so critical to have, that discourse and that dialogue in our educational spaces. So why did you feel it was important to write this book?
Well, I didn't think I was ever going to write another book again. After my first book, The Conscious Educator, I was like, I am done. I enjoy writing. I just don't enjoy the editing process. But when the idea came to me, I couldn't put it down. I had to get the words out. And really, this book is a follow-up to The Conscious Educator and is really meant to be kind of a step-by-step manageable guide to show teachers practical steps to move further along in their journey in being a conscious educator or an equity advocate for their students. And so I know when I do work with teachers, the first thing they want to know is, tell me what to do, what strategies do I need? And although that's important, the Conscious Educator, the first book that I did, lays the groundwork that mindset work is first. And most important, we have to get our minds right first before we just start doing things. But once we get our minds right and thinking about and being more equity minded, then we can move into those practical steps, which Embrace, Empower, Educate, and Include really focus on. Embrace just talks about making sure that we are welcoming and affirming all students that come into and families that come into our classrooms. Empower is making sure that we give them the tools to create the positive changes that they want to see. Educate, of course, to make sure that we're providing everyone with a high quality, culturally relevant, and equity focused education. And then Include, again, is making sure that we are hearing the voices of who we serve, which is our students and our families, and making sure their perspectives, their knowledges, their experiences are taken into account and included in the educational and curriculum decisions that we are trying to make in the classroom.
Definitely. I love that, listening to all of our stakeholders and making sure that their voices are heard. And I love like how you have those four different steps that, it's very easy to follow. Like you said, the mindset comes first. So I feel like, that really resonated. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So why should educators pay closer attention to culturally inclusive and equity-based practices in their classrooms?
Oh, well, I would say it's a no-brainer, but it's actually not.
Hmm.
This is important if we want to just look at the data, it doesn't lie. We can pull up discipline rates, achievement rates, special education rates, attendance rates across the board in any school in the United States, and we can see similar racial, gender, and socioeconomic disparities, right? And that is a problem. If we are satisfied that we basically can predict outcomes by race and socioeconomic status, then by all means keep doing what you're doing. But if you're an educator who's concerned about why certain students are not being provided basically access to what they need to succeed in our schools, then we do need to start paying attention to how race and culture and language and all those other social demographics play a part in the opportunities that students are provided in our schools. If we haven't turned on the news lately, we know that a lot of people are paying attention to how race is discussed in the classrooms, and there's a lot of opposition to it. And that's unfortunate because if we know anything about the history of this country, and especially the history of education, we know that race-based policies and practices are embedded within our system. And if we don't understand how that functions and how that continues to manifest itself today, even post Brown versus Board, we're going to continue to see the same disparities within our classrooms and schools, even though I know that we want to do what's best for all of our students. So we definitely need to start paying closer attention to how these components work, and really move away from just seeing students as, well, I treat them all the same. They look all the same to me. I don't see color per se. We really need to start really tackling these issues head on and stop avoiding them because they're not going anywhere, and they're not getting any better by ignoring the elephant in the room.
That is so true. That is so true. I'm thinking back to, I'm about to date myself right now, but when I was coming up, in school in like the late 80s, the 90s, then the same issues that we're seeing today were the same issues that were back then. So, yes. I mean, there's just
decades spanning issues.
Yes, exactly. So I'm so glad, like Melody said, so glad that you wrote this, because, this is a book that can really, help make a difference for our educators, our students, our community,
our school leaders.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Melody pulled out a quote from your book: "If we want equity to become commonplace in the minds and hearts of those in the position to implement it, we've got to start aiming for it ferociously." And yes. She said, you say it can no longer just be a mission statement. It has to be a mission. I love that.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So fantastic. All right. So we've now come to the point. You have two very special guests, part of our EduMatch family. Both of them are. So we're going to pull them up one at a time. So we're going to start first. And I got to sing my little corny song that I sing every time that we pull people up. Come and knock on my door.
I love it. Tell me, where have you been?
Yeah. So we're going to bring up none other than Alexis. Hey, Alexis. How are you? Oh, I think you might be muted.
Look, we've been doing this too long for me to still come in here on mute.
No, okay. We hear you now.
And I got a little guest with me too, my Miss Hannah Bear.
Oh,
hi.
Hi, Hannah.
Cutie. All right, go.
Bye. Get out of here.
Right? Oh my God, my sisters. I'm so excited for you, Salandra, and congratulations on book number 2.
Thank you.
And I'm rocking my shirt.
Yes, we are twins today.
I need to get one of those.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Alexis, for those who may not know you, could you please introduce yourself?
There are a lot of people who do not know me.
Oh, they've been hiding under a rock.
I was going to say, if you don't know Alexis Terry, where have you been?
Right. I am Alexis Terry. Hi. I am an EduMatch author. I am a consultant, founder of Twisted Teaching Educational Consulting Company, where we twist the way teaching and learning happens in urban schools. I am the author of the book, Real Love, Strategies for Reaching Students When They See No Way Out. And I think I'm one of Salandra's like BFFs. I may be close on that list. I don't know.
Yes, you are not incorrect. I feel lost without you.
I know.
Oh,
Okay,
my
there.
goodness.
Come on, join us.
Oh,
Hi,
Hannah.
Hannah Bear.
Hannah saying hi as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And this book, like I remember what was it? Because you started writing a while ago.
Yeah, it's a little over a year I started writing it.
Yeah, and I remember when she first kicked it to me, and I'm like, it was first the framework. You first started with the framework, and then you were like, I got this framework. This is what it is. So it's really good to see something go from concept to framework to now it's full fleshed out book. And considering that you did it while working on a PhD, raising kids,
Homeschooling during the pandemic.
right, all through the pandemic, and
Other
like
things going on as well.
yes, and so I am so proud of you. I'm so excited. This is a book that because one of the things that we see as culturally relevant and responsive equity-based consultants.
Sorry, I was making a face at her. Sorry, you talking about my book. Let me be quiet.
That will stop being silly. But one of the things that we see is that people want to come in and they want to be more culturally relevant. They want to be culturally responsive. They want to practice equity, but they don't know where to start. And so I think if you have the embrace, the empower, the educate, the inspire, you have a guide to at least say, I'm not saying, oh, give them a checklist. Salandra's like, no, we're not doing no checklist, but it is a guide and a framework to say and go back and reflect. Have I educated this student today to the highest ability? Have I empowered this student today? Have I inspired this student today? Have I embraced this student today? And so I hope that literally those need to be posters. We need to make some posters.
Oh, let me get on
I like that.
Posters for your classroom with what are anchor charts or something. What does this look like in the classroom in application? So that way we are giving, that's what I love about Salandra. It's always about giving the tools. Like you don't even have to question, we got you, dude. We're going to give you the tools, resources, and the research. We're going to give it all to you so you don't have any questions about what you're doing and if you are humanizing or dehumanizing students of color.
Absolutely. Well said.
Love that. Oh my goodness.
I have to dust myself off. I ain't done this in a long time.
You're rocking it, dropping the mic on it. So absolutely. That is wonderful. So Alexis, do you have any words for Salandra tonight on her launch?
Salandra, I am so proud of you. You're my ride or die. You inspire me. And you just could look. If I talk too much, I'm gonna get crying. I'm just gonna say Puerto Rico.
Yes, we cannot wait. We cannot wait.
But I'm proud of you, girl. Keep on going and keep on setting the standards and setting the examples.
Thank you.
You got something to say to Miss Salandra?
Say, I miss you. That's what you're supposed to say. And when you come into my house again. She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah.
Oh, she's ready.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alexis, and thank you so much, Hannah. Night. All right. Oh, that was so awesome seeing them. So yes. Oh my goodness. So absolutely. So, okay. So we're going to jump back into the questions. Let me see. So this one right here is okay. So this is a burning question. Okay. How can educators continue equity work in the face of opposition from parents, colleagues, and of course in the legislature?
Yes.
So what would you say to that?
The first thing I say is get your big boy and your big girl panties on, or pants, because this is a fight. These legislative bans, these screaming matches in school board meetings, and people getting fired for practicing equity-based and culturally responsive pedagogies is real. And this is not new. We've had battles like this in the past, and we know that, and we know what's at stake. And it's really it's about power and who's in control. Mm-hmm. And so we are, those of us who know that our students need better and that they need more to actually educate them to our highest ability, then those of us who are dedicated to making sure that happens have to be strong in the face of opposition. I urge all educators, because we know there's a lot of misinformation out there right now about what equity is, what culturally responsive teaching is, what critical race theory is. Lord have mercy. And I urge you, if you're not sure about these things, you can't talk to parents about why you're doing what you're doing. You can't talk to colleagues about why you're doing what you're doing. So get some knowledge and information. And if you don't know where to start, please email me at conscioused18@gmail.com and ask me for some resources. I've got too many to give you to get you on the right path, so that at least you have a firm foundation in knowing what it is that you're doing and the why behind what you're doing. And that is that we can better serve all of our students, every single one of them. And so I really do urge you to get some support. When I first started this journey, I was doing it by myself because I did not have the support from my colleagues, and support from colleagues out in the open, I'll say that. So when we got in meetings, I was the only one who was like, well, remember what we talked about? And they was like, nope, what do you mean? We didn't say that. And I have some stories about that. But I really hope that we can continue to push forward, because those who are against equity in schools are pushing as well. So we've got to push back. I'm never going to advocate for violence, but I'm definitely going to advocate for turning up the heat on folks who are, in our schools, actually preaching hate and actually trying to go against what is best for all of our students, simply because they're scared of losing power or scared they're going to lose something in return. Nobody loses when we have equitable outcomes. Everybody wins. And so the more that educators are aware of that, are informed on best practices and culturally relevant pedagogies, the better that we can face opposition from parents, from colleagues, and of course, anybody that we meet in person and online when we are discussing these important issues that affect our students and our families.
Yes, that is super, super important and super critical. And I love, kind of what you implied in there about how we're all working together and we can be a force together, to advocate for our students and for our families. So absolutely. I love that. And excuse me for bobbing and weaving off screen. I'm just trying to charge my computer.
It's okay. That's important.
Yeah.
Because if you go, we all go.
Right. Absolutely. But
please charge your computer.
Yeah, if something does, if it does kick me off, then just keep going. I'll be right back. But with all that being said, wanted to bring on our next guest, another beloved member of the EduMatch family, Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa. How you doing?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you all?
Doing
good.
Great, thank you. Doing great. Yes. So great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. So for anybody who may not know you, could you please tell us, just tell the folks a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So hi, everybody. Thanks for being here to support Salandra. That is the number one reason why we're here. But for folks that don't know me, my name's Alyssa Frazier. I am a prior K-12 educator, now education consultant and school improvement evaluator. And I'm excited to be here. And Salandra is a colleague of mine. She's a thought partner and she's a friend. We work with Alexis, who is just on here, and we do professional development to build the capacity of school systems. And I say systems because teachers are one really critical element, but we really want the administrators, we want the teachers, we want the families, we want all the other folks that are in the ecosystem of the school, i.e. the counselors, i.e. the disciplinarians, i.e. the people that build culture. We want all of them to build their knowledge and build their capacity to support students. And in doing that, really then wherever students are going, that there is this reinforcing of creating equitable spaces and empowering our students.
Absolutely. Love that. So all the stakeholders coming together to empower our students.
That's it.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Okay. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on Salandra's new book.
Certainly. So for those of y'all that haven't got it, you need to go out there and get it. But I would say that for those who are kind of starting their journey, because we want to position it for folks. What do I mean by that? I mean that there's a continuum. There's a journey that people are on. And sometimes people start the journey and they get stuck, right? Or some people have the heart and the desire and they don't have the support. And then some people have been going for a while and they just need some more, they just need some more direction. And so I would say that for all of those different folks, that there's something in here for you, right? There's something in here for you. But I would say that this book is not for the very, very beginners. If you need that, you go get the Conscious Educator, right? You go get the Conscious Educator. Okay. This is for folks who have started. And one of the things that I'll say after that is I'll read a quote. So before I give you this quote, I'll let you know that Salandra is a person that's going to hold your hand, but she's not going to take any excuses. And so part of this book is to keep that drive and keep that pushing and keep that moving forward and encouraging you while I'm giving you the tools to move forward, while I'm giving you the language, while I'm reminding you of that mindset work that we did, because you did it. You're there, or you started it, right? But this idea of, can't do this now. We started, this is too much. This is too much, right? And so she's got a quote in here that talks about pacing, right? And the quote says, when we are pacing for privilege, equity efforts and initiatives are often paced for those with the least amount of investment in the equity matters, while at the same time punishing those with the most. And essentially what this quote is saying, that when we began our journey to create more equitable schools, more culturally responsive, relevant, sustaining schools, that there's this pump the brakes, right? Pump the brakes. We got to stop. And that stopping, that holding off on keep holding that pace, that is really rooted in other folks' comfort and other folks' privilege, right? And those are the folks that really have the least to lose, because the foundations and the history of our school system in America has really been based around supporting a subset of people. And that subset has continued to really be at the forefront of directing where it goes. And what she's saying is, hey, our school system is made up of families, students that are culturally, linguistically diverse, ethnically diverse, and what we do should really be driven really by their needs, right? By who we're serving. And so the pacing, the slowing down, we've been slow for a long time. Right. So we've been slow for a long time. That's why we just had this conversation of nothing new under the sun. We keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And so she's saying, let's recognize what those, and she refers to, our scholar, Paul Gorski. She has some, she stands on the shoulders of James A. Banks, of Geneva Gay, Gloria Ladson Billings, all these, she's standing on the shoulders of them. And she's saying, hey, let's make sure that we don't stop doing this wonderful work. And so I love that about her as an individual. I love working with her because of that. But I also like that this book is something that's going to say, for those people who maybe are getting tired, right? Or they're getting tired and they need some support. And so we're here for them. And so I just want to let you know, if you don't get it, go out and get it. And I'm excited. So congratulations to my dear, phenomenally brilliant, empathetic, beautiful friend.
Thank you, Alyssa, so much. I appreciate you. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
End of the show. It's over. We're done. We don't have to say anything else. It's a wrap.
Oh my goodness. Right. It's like a mic drop moment.
Right.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful words, and what a beautiful tribute. And I couldn't agree more. So definitely, we thank you so much for being here with us tonight, Alyssa, and hope to see you soon again, like when this world stops being so crazy.
Oh, we're going to do it. Oh, I forgot. Oh, whoa. I'm an EduMatch author.
Yes,
So
yes.
we're all in the family. So yeah, we need some more. I don't do karaoke, but we do karaoke in the family. I'm not, I sing, but that's for another time. That's another time.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, so can't wait. Y'all go get the book.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for being here with us tonight. It's always great to see you. And and Melody saying that she'll sing. So
Right. I'll sing for you too. I love karaoke. Everybody, if you know me, you know I'm
I
not
know.
shy on the
I
mic.
know.
let's make this happen then. It sounds
Let's
like we
do
have
it.
yeah. As soon as things calm down, it sounds like we have an event on our hands.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Alyssa. Great to see you.
Thanks. See you later. Bye.
Thanks. See you soon. All right. Awesomeness. So fantastic. So we just heard from Alyssa, another member of our EduMatch family and a great friend. Okay, so we have another question for you before we get into our reading selection. So you all talked about like stages and how people are on different paths or different stages in their journey. So what advice can you give to educators who might be timid to start their journey as a conscious educator?
Just start.
Yes.
Just move. Don't think, oh, I don't know enough. I don't want to make any mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. Just start. And because a lot of the scholarship and information and resources surrounding these practices are so dense at times, I recommend just picking one thing that you think really needs to happen in your classroom or in your school to make a difference for your students, right? Whether that be providing better access to GT programs, then focus on that. Whether it's reducing the discipline reprimands for tardiness, right? Like if it's something as small as that, allowing kids more opportunities to eat lunch and talk with their friends. I know sometimes kids have to eat lunch silently, which drives me insane. Like who does that? We don't even eat like that. And so just pick something small, or just adding more diverse books on your bookshelf or in your classroom library. Anything that you see is necessary, start there. And if you start there and you get that under your belt, then take a look at what else you think can be changed, right? Or even start looking at what you're already doing well and do it even better. But really just don't become overwhelmed with the utopian, we are here to save the world, because yes, we would love that. But we also have a sphere of influence around us, whether it's just in our classroom, just on our grade level, just in our department, just in our district. We can start small and then we can build out. So my words of encouragement are just start and don't stop.
Don't stop. Yes.
Don't stop.
I hear you on that. I hear you 100%. I agree with what Melody's saying. Wonderful wisdom being shared. I love how you're saying, because there's so many different things that people can do. It's just pick one thing to
Just
begin.
pick one
Just
thing
one
and start.
little thing. That's
Right.
it. And then build from there. But it's not like this huge monster.
No.
It could even be the smallest change. So I love that you said that. All right. So at this point, would you be able to share with us a passage from your book, please?
Yes, I would.
All
So
right.
I'm just going to start from the beginning at chapter 1, the Aiming for Equity chapter, because I think it really just, for me, I hope that it sets up a thirst for the rest of the book. That's why I wrote it like that. But so we'll see how that goes with the audience. But
Okay.
in a more perfect world, there would be significant progress in culturally responsive teaching and equity among schools. One could celebrate an increase in competent educators who were fully engaged and confident in their culturally responsive and equity-focused practices. Ideally, stories about students of color and their near perfect and positive experiences at school at the hands of truly culturally responsive educators would be a regular conversation. It would be exciting to share that students are in a school with narrowing racial achievement gaps, declining discipline rates, and equitable funding. It would be great to share how they feel a sense of inclusion, care, and safety, and are taught with rigorous curricula in positive and culturally affirming ways. It would be monumental to share that this is all being done by multi-ethnic, multilingual, equity-minded teachers, teacher aides, and administrators. But I don't have a story like that today. However, stories about schools who are meeting these criteria and excelling in an equitable environment do exist. That's why there is such a need for more culturally responsive and equity-based practices to reach larger audiences so that the academic, behavioral, and social benefits can be far-reaching. Unfortunately, today is just not that day. So let's begin with the story of an African American girl who suffered from sleep apnea and was taking medication to correct the disorder. Sometimes, like most of us, she got a little cranky when she didn't get enough sleep. And although her teachers knew of her medical condition, her tantrums were too much for the teachers and administrators in charge of her care, and they decided to call the police during this episode. She was arrested, handcuffed, and taken to a police station to be fingerprinted. This little girl was only 6 years old. Another story takes place in Idaho, where teachers dressed up as stereotypical Mexican Americans and created a Make America Great Again wall during a celebration for their respect character trait. These teachers promptly apologized for their actions and felt they had no malicious intent regarding their actions. However, I wonder what intent the Latino students who attended their school received, especially in the wake of today's heavily contested immigration practices and policies. And finally, I have to remind you of the story of the African American boy who I discussed in my first book, David. When he was unwilling to stand in line in the cafeteria properly, he was denied the opportunity to eat breakfast and sent to class to begin his day crying and on an empty stomach. He was only 5 years old. These experiences are quite common for many marginalized students. Instances of hate, indifference, neglect, inhumane treatment, and otherwise cultural incompetence are common experiences for many students of color, many English language learners, students with special needs, and many students living below the poverty line, as they disproportionately have negative experiences such as these at the hands of educators. Experiences like this are unfortunate for these students and my former student, David. Although the teachers in these stories may have felt no ill intent, may have even had the culturally responsive and diversity trainings, received the checklists on equity, and even brushed up on their Black or Hispanic Heritage Month facts, even hosted a multicultural fair after school, many are not yet the culturally responsive nor equity-minded educators they claim to be. They are not yet effective in overturning many of the negative statistics for marginalized students because they are stuck on the shallow end of the pool of culturally responsive and equity-based practices. We have got to go deeper.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That is a powerful way to begin a book. I tell you right there. Those stories were heartbreaking, but I mean, they're all too common, all too common. And I love what you said about how there's levels to all of this, like the shallow end of just, knowing a couple of trivia facts here and there, which is just really shallow, but really changing oneself to become an equity-minded educator. It definitely, it goes way deeper than meets the eye. So
absolutely,
I love that you shared about that. So Melody says yes. And
yes.
Facebook user, I see Facebook user. Tell us who you are, Facebook user.
Yes, we don't have names because I need to give away books to people with names.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't just this Facebook user. We need to know who you are.
Right. I mean, if Facebook user, I'm about to snoop you out on my phone in a second to figure out who you are. But yeah, you can share your name with us, and we would love to give you a shout out on air. So excellent.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Well, we have one more question for you before we start giving out some books. So what additional resources or projects do you have available or coming soon to help guide educators and school leaders on this journey?
So of course, I have my first book, The Conscious Educator, Becoming Culturally Responsive Teachers in Schools. So that's already available on Amazon as well. And I also have a 10-part guidebook that really is meant to, like Alyssa said, hold your hand as you walk through this journey. And it could be self-paced. You can do it with your colleagues. You can do it across your grade level in a staff development. But it's really a resource to guide educators in a starting point. It's not an exhaustive 10-part guide. It is over 150 pages long, full of resources, questions, self-reflective exercises, and it takes you step by step and asking you critical questions about what we're doing in our classrooms, what we could be doing differently, and which way we should go to make sure we are supporting every single student that walks through our door. So that's available on my website, consciousednow.com. It's only $17.99. And like I said, you can keep it forever. It's a great guide in getting you started, along with these books that are great as well. But if you're really looking for something, to activity-wise, the 10-part guide for culture responsive and equity-based practices is definitely your go-to. In the future, I know I've got one more book in me. I do know that when it's coming out, we're not going to put no time limit on that. But I know I do have one more because my focus right now is on school leaders, and particularly using the scholarship of Dr. Mohammed Khalifa and his culture responsive school leadership practices, because what I'm coming across is that we have educators and parents who are willing and ready to do this work, but their administration says no. And I've had that experience as well, where I've gone head to head with an administrator who was like, I want to stay on the shallow end, and we're not going any deeper than this. And so I feel your pain, but we cannot do this work without phenomenal, fearless, culturally responsive school leaders at the head of our schools. So that is my next focus, is snatching up administrators.
Nice. Love it. Love that. So I can't wait. I'm super excited to see, where you continue to go in your journey, and definitely thank you for this powerful work that you're doing. That's really meaningful and impactful. So
thank you guys for all of your help and for working with me. You guys you have a phenomenal team. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much. And it's an honor, to collaborate with you, so we're super excited for everything you're doing. And on behalf of the team, we're, congratulations again, and kudos to you. And just wanted to say, if anybody's interested in finding out more about the book, then you can go to Salandra's website at consciousednow.com, as well as bit.ly/embrace.sg in uppercase letters. You can follow Salandra at Grice Salandra on Twitter. And if you're interested in picking up your copy of this book, then you can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or on our website, EduMatch Publishing. I'm sorry, EduMatch-Publishing.myshopify.com. So it's available in all of those places. All right. So Salandra, you ready to give away some books?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Excellent. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start at the top of the comments list. And then when you say stop, then it will fall on someone, and that person will get a free copy of your book. Okay. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Stop.
Okay. We have Mel in the house, so congratulations.
We
Mel.
knew she was getting one.
Yes. Yeah, because she's been on fire in the chat. All right, great. And then now going again. So
and stop. And
all right, so this one is a Facebook user, but I went on Facebook, and this is actually Alexis.
Ah!
Congratulations, Alexis. All right, and we wanted to thank everyone. Oh, whoops, I'm clicking on random comments now. But yeah, wanted to thank everybody for watching and for being here tonight. I really want to say sincerely that this would be a great book for a book study for schools. I would
use it already.
Huh?
I'm using it already with one of the schools that I'm working with. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. So, in all sincerity, this book is one that you want to use for school book study. So if anyone is interested in getting a bulk discount, it starts at 10 books. Just email me with the info at the bottom of the screen, edumatchbooks@edumatchers.org. And this book is all about walking the walk, not just talking the talk, but actually, the action steps that you need to move you forward. So definitely check it out. Oh, Alexis is saying, that's me, Alexis. Yay, but I got to buy my copy. So
Yes.
Alexis, you can give this one to a friend if you want.
There you go.
Sharing is caring. So absolutely. But want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and looking forward to seeing you all at the next EduLaunch, which will be on the 7th with Aaron Kiger and Balancing the EDU Life. So everybody, thank you so much, and have a great evening. Bye, everybody.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you. All right. And